Hi guys, it's Jamie here and welcome to the first installation in a series of videos about Pilates exercises that you can do at home. So I thought the best place to start would be showing you the equipment that I've got, which I use in my home gym. So it ranges from a selection of specific Pilates equipment, which I'll go through, show you each of the bits and pieces and a little bit about what I do with them. And then I've got a whole series of weights and stuff that you'd typically see in a gym for proper weightlifting exercises, because I have started weight training this year. So yeah, I'm just going to show you each of the pieces, run through them a little bit, and then at some point over the next few weeks and months I'm going to be adding in regular videos that will show a more in-depth look at what exercises you can do with all these pieces of equipment. So you'll have a repertoire of stuff that you can do at home, or if you've ever watched a YouTube video before about Pilates exercises with some of these pieces of equipment and you think, I don't quite know if I'm doing that properly, then we're going to have a look at that as well and just break it down a bit so that you're doing all the exercises safely and properly to get the most benefit out of your workout. So without much further ado, let's go take a look at the kit I've got. Okay guys, so let's have a look at the equipment that I've got here. I'm going to start talking about the specific Pilates equipment first, and then we're going to move on to the more weightlifting kind of stuff. So if you want to, you can skip ahead and just go to the weightlifting bit if you want to. So anyway, first things first, the best thing that you're going to need to get is a yoga mat or Pilates mat. But I've got two here because I'm quite bony, shall we say. I like to have that extra coverage over the floor. If you've got floorboards, I would highly recommend getting a thick mat as opposed to some of the more cheaper mats. So this one's quite thick. There we go, focus the camera. So is this one as well. So together they create a nice cushioning support under your body. I'm on carpet here as well. You don't need to have a super thick mat if you're working on carpet, but if you've got floorboards, definitely go for a thicker one or two if you can afford that kind of thing, but give it a go. If you notice that exercises are really uncomfortable, just get yourself another yoga mat. There's no point in stopping the exercises because your hip bones are digging into the floor, etc, etc. So, right, let's talk about balls. So these are two different types of fitness balls here. This is called the Spiky Ball. Now they come in different sizes. This is the smallest of three. They do vary in different colours, so the colours for this set don't mean that they're a different strength necessarily. It's just they chose red for the small, then there was a medium one, a little bit bigger at yellow, and then an even bigger one at blue. You can get these from all over the place. Sometimes TK Maxx do offers on them, or you can buy them online. Some people also use dog toys because they're a little bit more sturdier and last a lot longer under pressure. I'll show you in a sec what happens when you get a really, really cheap one that maybe you abuse it a bit too much. But anyway, really good for rolling out tight connective tissue. If you've got tight glutes, you can lie on them with them underneath your glutes, that sort of thing. Same goes for the tennis ball really. You can use it to roll out connective tissue, or you can do a little bit more of a concentrated myofascial release with these, because the pressure point from this is going to go right into whatever muscle group that you're lying on or rubbing it on and help to open out that tissue. I'm not going to go too much into detail with any of the exercises that we can do with this today. I'm going to do those in other videos because honestly I would just talk for hours about these. So they're good. If you've got a lot of tightness, if you sit at a desk a lot, I'd recommend getting something like this to roll out your feet, that sort of thing. So that's the basic one, good to go for. Then we'll go for the soft ball. sometimes called an overball. Basically, it's a fairly squishy ball. You can inflate it fully, so it looks a little bit more like the Swiss ball in terms of sturdiness. These are good for adding a little bit of instability to a wide range of Pilates exercises, or you can just lie on them, supporting underneath the head, do a bit of neck release if you've had a hard day at work, that sort of thing. Really good basic piece of Pilates equipment, which again I will show you in another video what we can do with it. A Pilates ring, probably for the more serious or you know, people that like to do a little bit more resistance with their Pilates exercises, because although you can do specific exercises that use the ring that you wouldn't be able to do without the ring, it's an addition that you can do with a lot of exercises that just give you a little bit more resistance with that particular exercise. So I'd recommend that if you were maybe been doing Pilates at home for a little while and you wanted to add another level to your workout, and that just to show you a little bit about what it actually does. Normally you'd have either a body part on the inside of the ring to push into the ring, or on the outside, such as in between the knees, and then you would squeeze the ring together, and that would give you a bit of work for your inner thighs. So that's just an example of what you could do with that. So moving on to the band, it has similar uses for the Pilates ring. You can tie it around your legs and do a bit of resistance there. So you could tie it around the thighs, and if you're doing any exercise like a clam, then you would be pulling against the band for a bit of resistance there. You can use it with squats, that sort of thing, to give you a little bit of an extra resistance. Or you can do loads of exercises with the arms as well, where you can pull against the band to give to give a bit of resistance for arm exercises. Some things you'll be able to use this band and do exercises that you'll be able to do on the reformer, but at home, obviously with a little bit less resistance, but really good. You can get them in a variety of different tensions as well, so this one's quite a weak one. You can buy them in kits where you can get like a set of 3, so there's a weak strength one, a medium strength one, and a hard strength one. Really good, simple piece of equipment. I'd highly recommend that. Now, one of my favourite pieces of equipment is the foam roller. If you wanted to get one piece of equipment and just invest in one thing, I would highly recommend getting a roller. Now, they do come in different diameters. So this one's quite a wide one, and it's made of a very dense plastic, well, foam material, so it provides a lot of resistance. I can stand on this roller and it won't bend. Obviously I don't weigh as much as an elephant. An elephant could definitely bend this, but there are other foam rollers out there that are a lot thinner, a lot squishier. Might be nicer on your back if you've never done Pilates with a roller before, but for me, I'm hardcore. You can use this to roll out muscles. So for instance, got nice coloured fluff on me there. You can lie a body part over it, roll out the muscle tissue. So that's a little bit of a calf roll example for you there. Or you could also roll out the outer thigh, inner thigh, and the quads. That's a good one as well. Or you can lie on it with the spine along the top of the roller here, so you'll lay with each side sort of relaxing over it to get a good kind of a self-massage. But again, another video for that, because there's loads of stuff we can do for this. But I'd highly recommend this. If you were going to get this and nothing else, you would be fine doing a variety of exercises and stretches, that sort of thing. So some more hardcore pieces of equipment, which I would not recommend for the beginner, would be the Swiss ball, and as you can see, this is quite a large one here, and a Bosu ball. So the Swiss ball here, you can sit on it if you want, practice sitting. It works a lot of the smaller core muscles for your stability and that sort of thing. Or you can do planks on it with your feet on the ball. Again, too much to go through now, but I wouldn't recommend this if you were a beginner. A lot of the things with this, you'd need to make sure that you were shown how to do it properly by either a personal trainer or a Pilates teacher. But if you've been doing Pilates for a while and wanted to, you know, up your workouts a bit, then this might be a good thing for you to go for. Again, I'll show you in another video what we can do with it. Same with the Bosu ball. This is really only intended for people who really want to invest a lot in their workouts. These are very expensive pieces of kit. Luckily, my dad bought one of these to do some workouts when he was going through knee rehab because he had a knee replacement, and then he stopped using it. So I said, hey, give it me if you're not going to use it. But you can stand on this side and it just gives you a bit of instability, so really good training to strengthen the ankles, that sort of thing. Or you can turn it over and do exercises standing on here. So again, it gives you a little bit more, you know, instability, so you're really working little stabilizing muscles in the leg, that sort of thing. Only recommend you do this though if you have been shown how to do the exercises by someone who is fully trained. It's not for the beginner, definitely not if you're haven't been doing much exercise before and let's say you're quite weak. I don't mean that in a mean way, I mean it in a protective way. You know, you want to be safe when you exercise at home. So anyway, moving on to my home gym in terms of weight training. So I bought myself this kit here, which is a cast iron dumbbell set. It's got a variety of different plates, ranging from the smaller 1/2 kilo ones, super light, to the heavy 2.5 kilo ones. So on the actual dumbbells here, I've got the 1.25 kilo, so that's 2.5 kilos of weight plus whatever the bars are, which it doesn't say on the box, but yeah. It's a really good kit to go for if you wanted to do some basic weights at home. And if you're starting out as a super beginner, I'd really recommend getting a variety of even smaller weights. These are kilos, and I think these equate to about 2.5, because for some reason they've got the pounds on them. I don't work in pounds, I'm not American, so I think that's 2.5 kilos, and I think that works out as about 3, something like that. So yeah, if you're starting out, don't be afraid of going low with the weights to begin with. Get the form correct, whether you're doing a bicep curl, tricep extension, or just a little bit of cardio with weights added in. Start small, build your way up safely so that you can do exercises on a higher weight with proper form. But again, that's a video for another day. So that's your basic dumbbell kit. So I also have a barbell. There you go, full length version. This is fantastic for doing squats, or if you've got a lot of upper body strength, then you can do bicep curls and stuff like that. Again, I'd recommend starting by just using the bar on its own with no weight, so you can get the form properly, especially for squats, back squats or front squats, that sort of thing. And then you can add weight on once you've got the form correct and you know what you're doing. Also as well, you never want to use too much weight at home, because for instance in the gym you've got a rack where the weight would be all the way up high about your level, so that you can just get underneath it for a squat and not have to lift it all the way off the ground. Because I have to lift the weight off the ground every single time whenever I'm doing a squat, I train with it fairly low because my upper body strength isn't good enough yet for me to be able to pick this up, for instance, and put it on my shoulders to do a proper squat. So anyway, these little things here, just a bit of, well, they're socks actually, I'm not going to lie. They're socks that I've tied on, so when I do front squats, where the bar is resting on the front of my collarbone, I've got these socks here just to add a little bit of cushioning, because I've got very, very bony collarbone. So, I hope that gave you a little bit of insight into what a good Pilates home kit might look like. I did drop the camera towards the end there, hence the kind of cut off bit of the video, but anyway, we won't talk about that. So if you're starting off, I'd definitely recommend getting the smaller bits of equipment. The foam roller, definitely a good idea. And I'm going to do a video on it, so you know, we will find out what to do with it basically. If you've got no idea, look up exercises on the internet. In the meantime, whilst you're waiting for me to do this video, yoga mat, obviously, get that, because you need something to work on. Don't try doing exercises when you lay on the floor without any cushioning. You can even use towels if you have to. I'm not saying that you have to invest in all this equipment straight off the bat, but if you're wanting to do Pilates exercises with a little bit more, something a bit different, something with a little bit more resistance, something more fun, then there's some bits of equipment that you can definitely go and buy. That's all I have to say for the moment. I am going to do, as I say, a little video on each thing. And oh yeah, before I forget, the reason why you need to get, I'd say, good quality of the spiky balls or the tennis balls is precisely because of this. So this was a tennis ball. I use them to roll out my feet, and sometimes when you're rolling quite hard and really getting into a good, nice massagey bit in your foot, they do tend to break. So don't go and buy, like I did, a big bag of tennis balls for like £2 from Asda or something, because they just break straight away. Invest in a good set of proper tennis balls for playing tennis, and they'll last you a lot longer, and you'll really be impressed at how long they last, unlike these, which are crap. Same for the spiky balls. This was the large blue spiky ball for rolling out the feet, but if you press on a bit too hard, sometimes they do pop. So I could super glue this one together, but I just keep forgetting to buy super glue. So yeah, make sure you get a certified brand. Don't just go and get, I'm using Asda as an example here, but don't use Asda's own spiky balls. Maybe just go for like a Pilates brand, so you know they're going to last a little bit longer, and you won't be upset when your slightly heavy set partner breaks them. That's not saying anything about you guys, that's saying something about my boyfriend, who decided to go with his feet on the ball and it popped. Anyway, so I'm having fun with these now. I'm going to put them down. That was my basic Pilates equipment to get yourself started at home. I'll see you soon for another video, and if you're not subscribed already, please do, because there'll be loads more content coming soon. And please follow me on my Instagram, Jam Pilates Life, where every day I'm uploading pictures of everything that I'm eating and some of the stuff that I do throughout the day, Pilates wise or fitness wise, that sort of thing. If you need a bit of motivation to stay fit and healthy, I'd definitely recommend it. So anyway, I'll see you again soon for another video. Okay, bye.